War rages across the mortal realms. New alliances are formed while others lie shattered, and the dominant powers ever seek their next conquest. As these two powerful forces prepare to clash, only one will rise victorious when the dust settles. While this and countless other battles rage on, one fact is becoming clear. The season of war has begun. This video is brought to you by the support of our channel members and the FLGS Partners, Warfire Minis, and X-Planet.
Hello and welcome to Season of War! Today we are excited to bring you another game of Age of Sigmar. More new battle tomes! Yeah, big thanks to Games Workshop, actually, first and foremost, for sending us, or giving us early access to the battle tome. So we're excited to get Khorne out here for the first time. This week we're doing a Khorne week, so we'll have a double header of Khorne for first publicly, and then later this week for all our channel members, so definitely check that out if you want to see more of the battle tome.
Blood for the Blood Gods, let's go!
Next week's going to be Slaanesh week, obviously coming off of KO book as well. Lots of new battle tomes coming out. Hard to keep up with, but thankfully, again, getting early access thanks to Games Workshop makes it all more doable. So excited to bring you guys this content early with their help. But for the mission today, we're jumping into Path of a Champion. This is 4 objectives on the table. Hold 1, hold 2, hold more story. And so a bit wider spread with this mission where the objectives are placed. But the twist to this one is if you have a Galatian champion on one of the objectives outside of your territory. So these 3 for you, those 3 for me. You can do, at the start of your hero phase, you can choose a second battle tactic. So that's pretty neat for potentially some extra storing.
Good for books like new books that have a lot of battle tactics that you can possibly do.
Yeah, I mean, there's at this point now, there's way more, there's very few books that don't have the new battle tomes now. Been pumping them out, so Ridge, you're the guest of honor with a new battle tome. Do you want to take us through your list?
Absolutely. So, the 30 blood letters are back. Essentially, I'm going to play Blood Lords today. So what that does is makes them do mortals on a 5-up. So kind of like when you used to be able to do not the unmodified, you can modify them to do mortals. It's only on the charge, but yeah, so that's a sub-faction. I'm running 3 Bloodthirsters, so 1 of each kind, just no Scarbrand. Some rules have changed. You'll see kind of that throughout the game. I do have the 1 artifact to turn off wards within 3.
Oh, nice.
Not going to be super relevant in this matchup, but such a good item, just turning off wards. And then the general is the Slaughter Priest. He's going to have Primal Instinct, so it allows a hero phase normal move. Cool. So awesome utility. And then I have a Blood Secretor, who has the Banner of Blood, which wholly within 16 reroll charges.
Nice.
So this army really wants to charge, so yeah, great with that. And then we have 5 Flesh Hounds, 5 Flesh Hounds, 30 Blood Letters. Pretty simple. Not a lot of units, but a lot of utility and damage. Oh, and then I do have the bleeding icon. So kind of like a mini Horrorghast, but it's only Blades of Khorne units that are not affected. So it wouldn't affect me, but with an 8. So a little bit different, but you know, might maybe come up with some bravery with evils, but well, for sure, we know the potential. But jumping into my list then, Ridge, I know how much you miss playing against the eel spam of 2.0. This is Nightmares back again.
So I thought it would. Actually, we haven't had Deepkin on in a while, and I haven't played a build like this since the points drop. Now, this doesn't necessarily play into the new edition with the GCs super well, so I can't take advantage of the mission. But it's still a solid army with some good output, very fast. So we're going to see how it goes. I have 2 units of Ishland Guard, so those are the defensive eels. I then have, and then just in 3 packs. I have 2 3-packs of Morsar Guard for a little skirmishy punch, and then 2 bigger units of 6 Morsar Guard, a little bit more of a hammer with those. And then rounding things out, I've got an Achillean King who's got the Smash King loadout of Arcane Tome, Flaming Weapon, Void Chill Darkness on the mount for -1 to hit, and the command trait to make him pop off when he's attacking first. That's the extra attacks. And then Volturnos is well in here, so we'll get those stacking buffs hopefully at some point to do some damage. But again, I'm just excited. I love my cavalry armies. It's the first time I brought this out with Deepkin in a while, so I'm super pumped for it. But here, I was actually 2 drops because of how much I wanted to break up my units here today, but it did allow me to outdrop you, Ridge.
Yes.
And against my better judgment, what I would normally do, Ridge, I'm actually going to take the first turn here.
Yep.
And we'll jump into Idoneth Deepkin, turn 1.
Sounds good.
Taking a gamble for better positioning, the Deepkin battle tactic is desecrate their lands. The Achillean King fails heroic leadership, which the Slaughter Priest succeeds. The Achillean King casts Mystic Shield on the Morsar Guard. Don't forget, we still have our campaign going to get our Beasts of Chaos army painted. Toss over a super thanks if you want to chip in. Beating the demons to overextend, the Idoneth Deep can complete their battle tactic and score 5 points.
Well, Idoneth Deepkin turn 1 was pretty uneventful.
Yeah, exhilarating.
Yeah. I got my spell off. I got my battle tactic of Desecrate. The main reason for me to take the turn was I wanted to be up in points and playing from ahead rather than playing from behind.
Yeah.
With Deepkin, I don't want to be forced to go into you in a defensive position where you can counterattack. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to force you to come to me a little bit, spread out on the board between our armies, and be able to kind of use my speed and maneuverability.
And because I was kind of deployed a lot on this side.
Exactly, it allowed me to kind of sit back there for now.
Yeah.
Obviously, with the double, potentially double movement, different tricks you have, and it opens me up to the priority, so that's a risk that I'm taking.
Yep.
And I just think it puts me in a better position overall. You're going to hit me at some point. If you hit me once on the double, it's not the end of the world. Just trying to mitigate the damage. So.
It'll make 2 prio, which always very, going to be...
Could be a big one. But it also depends on how much you want to commit as well.
Exactly. Yeah. And then possibly you striking me.
Yeah, because me without GCs also, if you did GC over here, does open you up to more battle tactics. So if you have some achievable ones, that could get you back caught up and ahead in scoring.
For sure. Yep.
We'll see how things turn out, but for now, we'll just jump into Blades of Khorne, turn 1.
Let's go.
Wise to their enemies' true intentions, the Blades of Khorne battle tactic is Cunning Maneuver. The Bloodsecrator uses heroic leadership while the Achillean King fails. The Slaughter Priest chants for Killer Instinct on the Fleshhounds and summons the Bleeding Icon. The Bloodsecrator uses at the double. The Unfettered Fury uses Beckon the Hunt on the Bloodletters. The Bloodletters use all-out attack and deal exactly 12 damage to the Ishlian Guard. Showing their ferocity, the Blades of Khorne complete their battle tactic and score 4 points.
Okay, so back from Blades of Khorne, turn 1.
Yep.
Pretty good.
Carnage has started.
Yes. I kind of just moved up the board in anticipating who's going to get a double, or who's going to get turn 2 prio here, and thank God I killed the rest of the eels, so now if I do...
you did like 13 wounds.
Yeah.
I just wanted to survive to keep them tied up.
Just
exactly
enough. The 5-up mortals, though, I think I rolled 9.
Yeah, 9. Yep.
Mortals, so pretty good on the charge. Yeah. Now I'm in the GV, so I got a couple more, but 2-inch reach. So they did give them the 2-inch reach, which is nice.
Yep.
But 2s and 3s, all attack was
very solid.
Decent amount of points there.
And that's, you think, like, what, half the unit got in, so.
Yeah, so felt good there. The 3d6 charge, rolled a 10. Had I rolled like a 13, 14, 15, I could have possibly thought about getting
the objective.
And then possibly getting more. Didn't worry about it because, again, turn 2 is going to be big here. Everything else moving the Bloodthirsters up into range, so now I can hero phase move them if I need to, and then move them after.
That's dense, scary territory.
Yeah, that prayer is going to be, the prayers are really good in Khorne now. Like, well,
yep.
Yeah. So, and got 1 blood tithe for killing that. So,
nice.
Boom.
Yeah, started strong.
Yep.
And we can jump into a turn 2 priority.
All right, let's see.
Oh, it's cocked for me.
I got a 1 from Wicked Dicey. Not good.
That's a 1 also, but I win ties.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Hi,
Tina.
I think I want to give it away, but it's just the double move and the 3d6 charge. You're going to get into me. It's dicey whether I take the turn or not.
Yeah, wicked dicey.
What do you think, Jada? Should we take the turn or go second? Do you want to go first or second? Second, okay. Jada decided.
Thanks, Jada.
We're going to give Ridge the turn and jump into Blades of Khorne, turn 2.
Let's go.
Ready to make their enemy pay for their arrogance, the Khorne battle tactic is desecrate their lands. The Bloodsecrator uses heroic leadership while Vralturnos fails. The Slaughter Priest chants for Bless and Killer Instinct on the Insensate Rage. The Morsar Guard redeploy, moving 5 inches. Enjoying our battle reports? Join our YouTube membership to support the channel and get an extra match every week. The Wrath of Khorne and Unfettered Fury deal no damage in shooting. The Wrath of Khorne stomps for 2 mortals, and the Insensate Rage fails his roar. The Bloodsecrator uses Rage of Khorne. These guys are so metal. The Insensate Rage deals 16 damage to the eels and 40 mortals to nearby units. Whoa. The Ishlian Guard deal 3 damage to the Wrath of Khorne. The Wrath of Khorne deals 6 damage to the Ishlian in retaliation. The Lone Morsar Guard deals 2 damage to the Bloodletters, then is torn apart. Damn. With devastating carnage, the Blades of Khorne complete their battle tactic and score 5 points.
All right, so pretty successful Khorne turn 2. Some good utility here. The Boom Thirster is still just a menace for if you roll 6s to wound.
So, and before we get into the triumph, to premise the triumph that was Khorne this turn,
yes.
In hindsight, giving the turn away didn't work out for me.
No.
To explain it for those interested, priority is obviously a highly contested thing.
Yes.
If I was to have taken the turn here against Ridge, gone top of 2, basically I would have gone and hit the Bloodletters. Maybe I take out the Bloodletters.
Yes.
But it then just sets me up to get smashed.
With all 3 of my Bloodthirsters.
Yes.
And
not to mention the double after that.
Mm-hmm.
So while I could have been the aggressor for kill 1 unit, I'm not getting into the meat. I'm not doing enough damage to Ridge to take advantage of it. So my hope was the Bloodthirster of Insensate Rage doesn't get to the center of my army. And literally as Ridge was rolling in combat, I'm like, just don't roll 2 6s and we still got a game.
Yeah.
And then Ridge rolls 2 6s.
Yeah.
Kills both my heroes. Finishes
8
off
mortal
those.
wounds to everything.
Yeah. Killed 6 eels just because of that.
Yeah, I think it was 20 damage or something.
You did 24 and then Yeah, another 8 damage.
Yeah.
So something like that, but a lot in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, so that didn't work out for me, obviously the gamble, but it shows here actually, and you didn't talk about it, but like the prayer for the free move.
Gonna be one of the best things in the book, I think.
You fail that prayer.
I rolled the 2, but I get the reroll from because I hold with an 8 of that.
And you don't do that, and you're here, and you're not doing near as much damage.
No.
And all that told, like, you got the move in. I'm like, okay, that's not going well for me, but I'm like, we still know the Bloodthirster's swingy.
Yes.
You got, the extra attack.
The extra one, board wide on one unit from the Secretor. Amazing on the Bloodletters, but really good on him as well.
That could have been the extra 6, right? And it's not too much of a different game, but I actually would have both my heroes attacking him back with a double, and I'm right back into it.
Yes.
Actually, if not for those 2, the second 6.
Yes.
I think is what really.
Yeah, because I wouldn't have killed.
I have both those heroes. Volti does a bit of damage, finishes them off on my turn, and then I have either the hero or both to kill one Bloodthirster, and then with the double the other one, and I have half the board again.
You're in a really good position.
So,
and that's something that often people will see this and just be like, oh my god, so dumb, or like, but
the priority,
yes. And if you look at it like that, then yes. But if a couple small things were a little bit different, then it can flip a game completely.
And that's where it's good to talk about it, because I took the gamble by giving you the turn that you weren't going to like have an insane swing, right?
Yes.
You made a big charge.
Yes.
Rolled the 2 stitches, so a lot of things had to go right, and I just needed one of those things to fail.
Yes, and
to still be in a decent spot. Whereas if I had have taken the turn, this is maybe something only when you have a ton of experience with.
Yes.
I knew how the game would play out of me taking the turn, hitting your Bloodletters, then you guaranteed have the counter attack.
Yes.
And are crippling me, right?
And that's 60 wounds. So even if with those, you're more sorry.
And that's the thing. I would have had to commit a lot.
Yeah. And you have nothing to shut down. I'm just going to Inspiring Presence then. I don't think you're doing 60 damage. Who knows? Maybe with the King and Volti both and him. I guess all 3
that's what I'm saying. And 60 Eels, like, they'll do a lot, but then all that stuff is front and center.
Yeah.
And that's, Deepkin can't be in that position.
No.
But obviously, not a good position anyways.
No. Sometimes you want to take it on your, like, have you make the lucky, you know what I mean? Not put it in someone else's hands. Sometimes I find at tournaments, I'm like, I want to roll the die to see if I get this.
Yeah. It's all, and that's exactly it. It's a gamble, right?
It's a gamble.
It was hoping that Ridge wasn't going to get everything that went out as it did with the Bloodthirster, or the Insensate Rage, but it happens.
The prayer 3-up rerollable. The charge, I probably needed like a 9 or 10, so that they're both pretty.
Probably a 10 because
10 to get over.
If you didn't get a 10, you have to clear it.
You have to do it around. Yeah. If it did fail here too, which would have been just insult to injury, because then I could have just activated with both Bloodthirsters, which that's a cool ability that he has, the Wrath of Khorne now.
Yep.
He can make another one.
Yep. But we will jump into a Deepkin turn 2 with, there's a little bit of play, especially if I get priority, but we'll see how it goes. Going to Idoneth Deepkin turn 2.
Sounds good.
Unwilling to accept defeat, the Idoneth battle tactic is eye for an eye. The Wrath of Khorne use their finest hour, then kills the Ishlian Guard with Apoplectic Frenzy. The Morsar Guard unleash their Biovolcanic Blast, dealing 8 mortal wounds to the Unfettered Fury. The Unfettered Fury roars the Morsar Guard. Getting into the fight, the Morsar Guard take down the Unfettered Fury. Showing they can be just as deadly, the Deepkin complete their battle tactic and score 3 points.
Deepkin turn 2 went perfectly to plan.
You got it.
Except you did kill my one guy in the hero phase.
Yeah, Apoplectic Frenzy still a thing.
Yeah, I didn't get to spend my 1 CP that I still had remaining because you roared me.
Yep.
But, I mean, here, 1 unit of heals. Look, if, just a good example, if I had not have taken that crippling hit, I easily could have lifted 3 Bloodthirsters on my turn.
Yes, or...
You think another 6-pack, I have the 2 3s, you would been killing some of those. Yeah. And the King, easily could have taken, crippled you in return.
For sure. 4-up save. There's 16 wounds now, but it's still 4-up save.
Yeah, so shows obviously two glass hammer armies. The one that was getting the big hit first was going to take an advantage for sure.
Yep.
I thought I was safe, but I wasn't. I scored 1 point in my battle tactic of eye for an eye.
Yep.
I did eye for an eye so that I didn't have to choose which Bloodthirster I was going for.
It could be either of them, yeah.
Yeah, but I'll score 3 points here just for my one objective and put a guy in position to grab the bat objective. But I'm obviously down a lot at this, a decent amount. I had scored you once, turn 1, or by 1 point. But we are into priority roll for turn 3, sorry.
Yep.
That's a 4.
It's a 2.
All right, well, we're still playing the game, so we'll jump into Idoneth Deepkin, turn 3.
Sounds good.
Seizing upon a glimmer of hope, the Idoneth battle tactic is gaining momentum. The Wrath of Khorne fails heroic leadership. The Blades of Khorne use Murderlust on 2 units of Fleshhounds and Bloodthirster. Denied their true goal, the Morsar Guard take out the Fleshhounds. Squandering a critical opportunity, the Deepkin do fail their battle tactic and score 2 points.
Well, Deepkin turn 3 was not quite so hot as my turn 2. Namely, actually, you made fantastic use showcasing the cheapest Blood Tithe ability.
Murderlust, the new coolest Blood Tithe ability ever.
Move 3 units.
Up to 3 units, D6 inches.
D6 inches.
And you can tag things and get within 3, which is crazy.
It lets you tag that guy, that didn't matter, but you could see, actually, if you had rolled a 5, you would have been tagging my unit of 6 Morsar back here.
And they wouldn't have been able to charge.
And it's actually huge for it being at the end of the hero phase, because then you know the Grand Strat, all those things.
Yeah, so denying tactics and things like that, crazy good.
And you did do that because they were my tactic. I wanted to charge them, get onto the objective, take the objective and kill that unit. I obviously was going to kill the unit pretty reliably.
Probably both,
but wanted to be on the objective doing it. Wasn't the case, so...
I was able to just mix the 5 bases.
At this point then, I'm like, okay, I'm already there. The best thing I can do is get further away from your stuff, so that's where I charged that way. Could have maybe tried to kill both units of dogs, didn't matter. And you just kind of zoned that area well enough that I couldn't get any bodies on the objective.
Yep.
Unless I re-rolled and went for a bigger charge, but not likely. So
you could fail, blah, blah.
Exactly. So here, just doing what I can. I do just get 2 points for the objectives, but nothing for my battle tactic.
Yeah.
Having failed that. And now, looks like we're going back to another Blades of Khorne, turn 3.
Blood for the Blood God.
Confident in their impending victory, the Blades of Khorne battle tactic is Blood for the Altar. The Wrath of Khorne uses heroic leadership. The Slaughter Priest chants for Blood Boil and kills the Morsar Guard. Fleshhounds, Slaughter Priest, and Wrath of Khorne use Murderlust. The Wrath of Khorne fails his roar. Fighting first on High Tide, the Morsar Guard kill the Bloodsecrator and Bloodthirster. Ooh, this is getting wild. The Fleshhounds deal 8 damage to the Morsar Guard. Though the fight turns against them, the Blades of Khorne complete their battle tactic and score 5 points.
Alrighty, so back from Khorne turn 3, you took down the Bloodthirster. The eel's tails, actually, the one killed the Bloodsecrator. 2d3.
And the other 5.
6 damage.
And this, again, shows you, this is one 6-pack of eels. I had 18 eels in this list.
Yes.
Plus my Kanan and Volti, and the defensive eels.
They're definitely still good, and even more so on the charge. But even without on the charge, the tails, like we saw, because I did that play to kind of get everything within 3, so you couldn't charge.
Well, yeah, I wanted to redeploy. That's what you mean.
Yes.
Yeah, and then
so that one Blood Tithe, being able to just pop these guys within 3, turn off his ability to redeploy, and then no matter what, this guy's he's going to come in. failed the roar, rolled absolutely terribly on the saves. So those 6 eels just
that was awesome. That was awesome.
Because he was fighting first from high tide.
Unfortunately, I didn't deny any points though.
Yes, because I blood boiled, rolled a 5, took the eel off.
Yeah.
So the Khorne tactic of killing something near the shrine.
Yeah. But so you're still ahead in points, but I mean, I wish I had that single die because then I could dance around and grab objectives. But we are into another priority.
All right, party at the all points never lets me down.
That's a 6. I win ties.
Of course, I rolled a tap again.
We're going into Deepkin turn 4.
God.
With their shipwreck mysteriously manifesting, the Deepkin battle tactic is deny trespassers. The Insensate Rage uses heroic leadership. The Brass Skull Meteor deals 4 mortal wounds to the Morsar Guard. The Insensate Rage fails his roar. While the Morsar Guard look to take down another Bloodthirster, they only manage to deal 9 damage to the Insensate Rage. Showcasing the true might of Khorne, the Insensate Rage retaliates and deals 22 damage back to the eels. With all hope lost, the Deepkin fail their battle tactic and score just 1 point.
Well, my turns from the second turn on kind of just got progressively worse. I could have jumped out, got a point for this
differential, like keeping if you're trying to get points or anything.
But since my boat manifested on the table this turn,
Jordan rolled the 6+ to bring his boat on.
Allowing me to go for the battle tactic of kill something near my boat. I have return charge. Just was going for the glory. Though you killed one of my eels before my turn. That was the difference.
Another amazing new blood tithe ability. A meteor from the sky full of blood and bones smashed into there, and I rolled
actually brass.
There you go, brass. I rolled 4 of 8 5-ups and killed an eel. Boof.
So that was not the best start. And it's definitely
and a blood tithe.
And then you fought back. I actually did decent damage. It's not 4. I mean, we saw 5 did it, right? 3 was asking a lot for them to do it, but they did 9 damage, I think, in the end.
I even did their best day ever just to see if you could kill him.
He's
still strong enough.
Didn't happen.
No.
So with that, you fought back.
Actually, that wouldn't have been 4 mortals for each of those 6s. So I rolled 2 6s.
Oh, so you would have been bracketed.
I think it would have been 2 mortals each.
So you did 14 damage plus whatever mortals depending on your bracket.
So the D3 plus 3 still was just so much damage.
Way more reliable, obviously, than the D6 that it used to be.
But still rolled another 2 6s for the 2 booms. So I'm just gonna play Boom Thirsters because apparently I can just roll 6s to wound.
No, they're good. That's all there is to say about my turn. Obviously, we talked earlier kind of at length about the decision to give turn 2 away. It was a risk, went against me. Real bad in hindsight. But just hoping at the end, I was telling Rich, I'm like, don't roll 2 6s and we got a game. Because even you saw what 1 unit of eels can still do on their own, right?
They're still very good, on the charge especially.
I think if just 1 6 to have both my kings there, I potentially it honestly would have been a game.
Yes, absolutely.
So heartbreaking for the Deepkin that didn't happen, but
great
triumphantly, hitting the table for the first time is the Blades of Khorne.
I loved playing them in the old book. They were so fun. I've played them normally, played them with Archaon, super fun. Here, so techy and awesome. Those hero phase movements and man.
And that was actually one thing coming into the new book that I really want to see. We both play a bit of Blades, and we love the army. I really wanted to see them not lose that tech. And it's changed a little bit, but not worse. Exactly. It's still really good tech, if not better, because that one thing is going to stop redeploy, stop.
The 6-inch pile is amazing, and
so that's gone.
And being able to fight twice with
with a bloodthirster.
Reapers of Vengeance is gone, but that was so strong. But you're still seeing they got rid of the 6-inch pile, 3d6 charge now. There's things, other ways to kind of do it.
The extra prayer for the move in the hero phase is amazing.
Unbelievably
that
good.
Unlocked this whole game. That was the turning point in the game.
Yes.
Was that prayer. getting you the double move into range.
So good. And I'm glad that they let you, command trait for 2 prayers. Like, that's what I love when GW does things like that. Like, gives you more different builds and different command traits and things you can plug in that unlock different things for different units.
Yeah.
So,
and obviously it's Khorne, but not just your typical Master Magic Arcane Tome, which is so standard.
Yeah, and just stale. So there's there's like a 5-up ward. There's so many different things you can kind of do.
Yep.
So yeah, that was amazing. But the techie Blood Tithe stuff, this list didn't even really have a lot of my own units that are gonna get Blood Tithe, whereas like say Blood Reavers or like cheap war bands, like things that can just get Blood Tithe, it's gonna be
you flood the board with those, and then they're tagging units and stuff and messing with your opponent is going to be very strong.
Yeah, very good. And it's I think like a high ceiling of like when you play a lot of this, you're gonna get really good at like tagging and be like annoying in little ways.
Gonna be a very strong army.
Yeah, which is so fun.
And as an army, it helps that we both know this army. Yeah. But comparing it to something like, in my opinion, looking at the KO book, a lot more obvious strength in this battle tome.
Yes.
Like KO, it's part unfamiliarity for myself, but there's nothing that really stands out of like, okay, this is amazing. This is going to be really strong or game winning or whatever. It's kind of a jack of all trades army, but you just see the tech and stuff in this.
And like items, like I had the turn off ward, like here it didn't do anything, but say this was game 1 of a tournament, say my next game was into Nurgle. Yeah. Like that would be unbelievably good, having no ward saves. Like.
And that's on the Insensate?
On the, it's an artifact for a demon hero.
Yeah, so amazing on him
on the Insensate Rage.
With the AoE more. Yeah.
Jesus, imagine you could still have Kairos turning 1 into it. It's like, lots of like.
Yep.
Yeah, just crazy, but.
Yeah, some really cool options in Khorne. Obviously, we had a blast in this game, even though I was on the receiving end. It's super cool to see what the army does. Yeah. We're definitely going to be playing it lots more on the channel, I have no doubt.
Yes, I brought a bunch of models here because I had a lot of Khorne before too, and even telling Jordan, I was like, well, I got a lot of things I want to paint, but this has honestly made me maybe want to start painting some more Khorne units, and they needed something like this. It's been so long. One of my best friends I played with at the start of the game always played Khorne, and he hated it because I would just shoot him, or like the book sucked back then. So it's like this.
It's here. It's back.
Plays, things like this are going to be fun. So.
Yeah. So very excited to see what else comes. Again, like you said, we want to expand the range so we can get some different options. But we will have another game coming out later this week for our channel members. So if you want to see more Blades of Khorne in action, maybe against something else with little shooting to test them in that way, we'll have that come up. Later this week for our premium members, so check out our membership if you want to see that. Either way, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you soon in another battle report.
Have a good week, everyone.